When Chelsea ended up signing both Lavia and Caicedo, Bellingham went to Real Madrid. A lot of us, including myself, were laughing at Liverpool. They signed a 30-year-old in Wataro Endo, who I knew was a good player, and I thought that's a good Milner replacement, but that's a significant downgrade on what Liverpool were wanting, surely. Well, absolutely not. Endo has come in and been better than Lavia, been better than Caicedo this season. He has been fantastic for Liverpool. And in today's video, we're going to break down why Endo could be key for Liverpool in this title race and Liverpool's title chances, the role that he does, and actually why he's becoming a crucial player that's basically completely outperformed expectation. You can see Endo here is orange, Fabinho here is blue. This is Endo so far this season compared to Fabinho's stats last season for Liverpool. Fabinho beats Endo in forward pass completion percentage, which basically means that even though Endo completes more forward passes and progressive passes than Fabinho, his are more accurate, but Fabinho plays safer passes. And the only other stat Fabinho beats Endo in is a percentage of duels won as well, and that's just because Fabinho's just was an absolute beast as well. But Endo actually has more key passes per game, more progressive passes a game, more forward passes a game than Fabinho. Is actually better on the ball than Fabinho, but also puts in more defensive actions. And for a guy that I said I think he's a good signing, but I think he's a Milner replacement, not a Fabinho replacement, he's becoming a Fabinho replacement. He's becoming one of the most important players for Liverpool, and I think they massively missed him in that game versus Arsenal. And I just want to highlight why he was so good versus Brentford on Saturday, what he did so well. You can see here, and this happened multiple times, he receives the ball with his back to goal and he just turns and he plays the ball forward quickly, playing passes between the lines. There's other situations where not just playing passes between the lines back here, but also situations here where he was tactically and positionally aware to intercept the ball. The Brentford ball stopped the counter attack. Brentford tried to play a few balls. Endo was there. Endo's positional awareness, his ability to up, get the ball back and stop sort of Brentford playing through the Liverpool lines, getting in behind was absolutely key as well, because Brentford do have some good players, particularly in attack, and they would have been a threat. Of course, Ivan Toney inevitably gets a goal, but it wasn't really that stood out. It was actually what I've noticed about Endo is he wins a lot in the air. He won a lot in the air versus Brentford. He's almost like stuck in. He's like that warrior. He leaps into the air, and a lot of the time when he wins the ball in the air, not only does he win the ball, but he will accurately head it onto his teammate. He'll win the ball, but accurately head it onto his teammate. And something that Liverpool, I think, struggled with when Endo wasn't here, and particularly in that Liverpool game, was winning those first, second balls. Liverpool want to get the ball and they want to transition, they want to counter attack, they want to make teams hurt, but you can't do that if you don't have the ball. If you don't win back the ball, you can't transition. You need someone that's going to win back the ball quickly, and win those first, second balls in the air and get Liverpool in possession. Someone that's going to make those recoveries, and Endo was that guy. If you look at Endo as well, I wouldn't say that he's a natural ball carrier, natural ball progressor, as you can see by his statistics, but he looked very comfortable in scenarios where he did have to carry the ball, he did have to dribble the ball forward versus Brentford yesterday. And I think what Endo is known for is being a warrior that wins those first and second duels, being good in the air, sweeping up, protecting the back four. I think that's what Endo's known for being good at. But I noticed something else today. I think Endo's a lot better in possession than he gets credit for. I noticed versus Brentford, Endo was always making himself available. The pass was played into him there, but every time there's a teammate on the ball, Endo will find a way to run into space to receive the ball. He'll keep those little triangles and patterns of play that Klopp will want on the pitch. Endo is always there making himself available for the pass. Even if Endo's got three players around, he'll open his body up, make a move, make a run, so his teammate has an option to pass, so his teammate isn't in trouble and isn't going to get the ball away. And then Endo will get the ball. And he's very good at doing those quick 10, 15-yard passes to move the ball quickly. He was very good at dribbling the Brentford match. Again, as I said, he's not a natural ball progressor. He's not a natural carrier. But versus Brentford, he really was keen to attack, dribble the ball forward, really ran into the space and did well there. But I think, as we spoke about Endo, it's his dual winning, it's his ability to get stuck in, win the ball back, protect the back four, which was key, and also his ground coverage, the ability to protect the back four also means that McAllister and Gravenberch can have more freedom, have more license in the attacking phases to play through the lines and help. And I think this winning header here, I think, resulted in one of the goals or a chance for Liverpool, didn't it, as well, winning the headers in key areas. But it wasn't just what I've shown you here. It was the amount of times he made those sort of first time 10, 15-yard passes. He wasn't getting the ball and taking 50 touches. What frustrates me about certain players at United is when Garnacho has the ball, he just gets the ball and he drives forward, and that's why I like Garnacho. But when Anthony has the ball, and even though he's a winger and Endo's a midfielder, Anthony will take 50 touches, the whole team's going to get back behind the ball, and now we've got to break down the opposition. Because Endo is taking these first time quick touches, that doesn't give Brentford much time to get back into defensive shape. Brentford were defensively awful versus Liverpool, but because Endo isn't taking his time on the ball, he's making those simple, quick 10-15 yard forward passes, first time playing the ball quickly, moving the ball quickly with both feet in high pressure scenarios, very difficult scenarios, which you've got to give Endo a lot of credit for. It also made it easier for Liverpool to not only hit Brentford in transition, but Brentford couldn't get back defensively in and form that low block, so it was much easier for Liverpool to break them down. And that's not something that a lot of people will notice. People will talk about Salah and Nunes, the goals and assists. People will talk about other performances, but actually Endo getting the ball moving fast and winning back the ball and quickly playing it was one of the reasons that Liverpool was so much better in attack. And he positioned himself so well to take a hold of the game, to win back the ball, to make those passes as well. Endo's general reading of the game, his positional sense, was one of the reasons that Liverpool was so good in that Brentford game. He got the game flowing. And as I said, Endo has exceeded expectations. There was an expectation when they signed Endo that I was like, this is a good Milner replacement. They've lost Fabinho, Henderson, Milner. They need some experience in the midfield. Endo is going to be a good bit part player to get them to the end of the season, but ultimately they need a proper DM. Endo has been like, now I'm a proper DM. Obviously he's not long term, but Endo's like, now I'm a proper DM. I can do the job. And if you can see here, these tweets were actually the top comments when Fabrizio Romano tweeted Liverpool looking at Endo. It was, you've got Enzo from AliExpress, they've got Casado, they went from Casado to a 30-year-old bum, and they replaced the 29-year-old Fabinho with a 30-year-old. They were the top comments, and lots of negativity. Even Liverpool fans are saying, whoa, we can do better. But Endo's been better than most DMs in the league this season. He's been better than Amrabat, he's been better than Casado, and although he's a different role to Enzo, he's been definitely better than Enzo. And to be fair, Lavia has been injured, but you can see that actually Endo's been a lot better than expected. He's exceeded expectations, but also the reason he's so key to Liverpool, and he could be so key to Liverpool in terms of this title race, I'm going to get into, is his ability to unlock Alexis McAllister. Again, this was the summer reaction to Liverpool signing Endo, and I have to say, I mean, I took the mick out of Liverpool a little bit. I said I think Endo's a good signing, but I took more the mick that Chelsea just managed to steal all the players, even though Chelsea were crap last season. But Endo has been brilliant, hasn't he? And what do we know about Endo? Just general things we've always known about Endo. Can protect the back four, covers mass amounts of ground. His work rate, his ability to cover ground, the amount of ground he covers, the work he does off the ball really makes the job easier for his teammates, particularly in midfield. He makes Gravenberch and McAllister's job a lot easier because of the ground coverage that he does, the defensive work, the shift that he puts in off the ball. He's got a good reading of the game. He's keen to get stuck in, win duels and headers, wins those first and second balls, which I said again, really important, because not only does he win the first and second balls so Liverpool can have the ball and attack and create chances, and not only does he win the ball back and help Liverpool control the game, but he's moving the ball quickly, he's recycling the ball quickly. He allows McAllister to push up, and McAllister, we know, that can do those line breaking passes in the final phase to maybe unlock Nunes through or unlock Jota, or do that as well. And of course he can retain the ball well and dictate the tempo. And while Endo's always been a warrior, when Liverpool signed him, I said this guy's a defensive warrior. He can protect the back four. He's one of those hard-working players, one of the hardest-working players you're going to see. There was a few questions about what about his ability in possession. I think his ability in possession has been a lot better than expected. I think his ability in possession is not bad at all. I think he's a 6, but also I think McAllister, we know, does have good ability in possession, does have creative qualities, does have the ability to unlock the defence via pass, even carry into space, even make runs and movements. And McAllister has quite a good ball striking as well if he wanted to get a shot off. And Endo will allow McAllister to push up and be in his natural role. And Endo seems to be very good at picking up positions defensively to win back the ball and to cover that space, so that McAllister has a bit more license and a free role. And I think he made 2 or 3 key passes versus Brentford because Endo is there to cover it as well. And as I said, McAllister, yeah, 2 ball recoveries, 2 key passes, 1 goal, 2 out of 3 crosses completed. He had a lot more involvement in the final third of the pitch, and that made Liverpool more of a threat in attack, just because of obviously what Endo does. And I said, why does Endo McAllister pivot work well? If you look at McAllister's pass map, absolutely brilliant there, successful passes, forward passes. But basically both Alexis McAllister and Endo can play as a 6. If something happens to Endo, McAllister can play as a 6, but because Endo brings the calmness, stability and composure, you've got then McAllister that license to get forward. And both are very underrated in terms of distribution and high pressure scenarios. Both partner each other well, because when teams are pressing Liverpool and going intensely pressing Liverpool, Liverpool are very good at playing out from the press because McAllister's very comfortable in those scenarios, and Endo's got that security and composure on the ball to, you know, not make an erratic pass, not throw it up in the air. I was watching Manchester United versus Luton yesterday, and it was really, really frustrating because Kobbie Mainoo could keep the ball and just control the ball, and Casemiro and Bruno were playing hot potato with the ball in the midfield because the Luton press was causing them to struggle, and Casemiro and Bruno were like, oh, what am I going to do? And then they were giving the ball away and they kept kicking it long and they were panicking and they were kicking it out. But Endo has that sort of calmness to, okay, I'm going to keep the ball, take a little touch, play it. McAllister has the calmness, keep the ball, take a little touch, play it, which then ultimately means that Liverpool are more calm on the ball, which have more control on the ball, which means they're less susceptible to transition chances themselves, but also means that they're more likely to create because they're going to have more of the ball in comfortable scenarios. And I think both Endo and McAllister are really, really important. And even things like build-up, which I wasn't sure would be Endo's strength, I think Endo's been really, really useful in build-up. Obviously, they've had people like in the past, like Trent inverting and other stuff to help, but I think Endo's been quite good in build-up. But I think the most important thing that Endo brings is his ground coverage, his work rate, his ability to win duels and just cover the central areas of the pitch, because Endo playing and allowing McAllister to push up could be key. Endo, McAllister, Szoboszlai, that midfield's absolutely unreal. I still think that McAllister, Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai works really well as well, because McAllister can play as a 6, but I do think McAllister's best further up. And to show you McAllister this season and comparing to Caicedo and Amrabat, these are obviously the metrics. McAllister is blue, Caicedo is pink, Amrabat is yellow. Look how basically McAllister outperforms Caicedo and Amrabat in every single metric this season, from carrying to passing to progressive passes to key passes to defensive action to duels. That shows you how good McAllister's been and how complete McAllister's been this season. Endo's pretty much matching Fabinho, but McAllister is outperforming pretty much everyone else in those areas. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a video highlighting the importance of Wataro Endo and why he's really exceeded expectations for Liverpool and why he's been so good. I thought he was a good player, but I didn't think he was going to go to Liverpool and be one of those players that was going to be key for them. But it feels like actually he brings that stability. He could be really key for them this season. And for me, you know, he's a starter in midfield, and Liverpool have got some banging midfield options. Smash a like, smash a subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.